In this video, I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial from my group on how to cut this stylish bralette on the bust gypsy dress. And this dress is from Tessie Clothing Store on TikTok. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button. So now to start, we'll start with cutting out the upper part of this dress. But first, you have to note the full length of your dress. So first, I started by marking my shoulder to bust, shoulder to underbust, and shoulder to waist. So for the full length of this dress, I'm just going to say the length will be 40 inches because I'm just showing a guide on how to cut this. So here is the bust, the underbust, and the waistline of this dress. So we'll be cutting this dress as an underbust and also a bralette. So first, I'll just use this as a guide. I marked my shoulder divided by 2 and I marked. Now I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'm just going to use all this measurement to serve as a guide when I'm marking out my pattern. So that's why I'm just marking my chest line. And also to get your chest line is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, and I will go ahead to mark this. After I'm done marking, I'll go ahead to draw out a straight line, divide what I have on my armhole into 2 and come out by ½ inch. So I went ahead just to connect this because I might not be needing the measurements at the chest line. So now you're going to mark your bust circumference divided by 4, mark your under bust circumference divided by 4, mark your waist circumference divided by 4. My bust circumference is 33 divided by 4, I have 8.3. My under bust is 28 divided by 4, I have 7. And my waist is the same measurement as my under bust. So also know that whatever we are cutting is on fold. So also this pattern at the side, I'll be adding extra 2.5 or 3 inches, which will be serving as the part where we'll be having the loop, and it will be going towards the back. So it is part of the back measurement. So you can use between 2 inches to 3 inches at that part. So I'll just mark this to indicate that we have a loop at that part. So now at the bust, you're going to divide what you have there into 2. That is your bust circumference divided by 4. Mine is 8.3. That 8.3, I will divide it into 2 again, and I will draw out a straight line. So this dress is more like a bralette and also an underbust. So after marking that, I'll come up by ½ inch or 1 inch here, and I will reconnect. This is just to give it that stylish effect at the center point. And at the side also, I will also repeat the same thing. Come up by ½ inch here, and I will mark and then extend it all the way to the back. This is just to give the cup area a curvy effect. So after I'm done marking this, now I'll place my tape and I'll come down at least 3.5 to 4 inches. That is, it depends on where you want your cup to start or the bralette to start, and I'll go ahead to connect it to the center. After this line, which is my underbust circumference, I went out by ½ inch or 0.75 and I connected. So now you want to also create a strap which you'll be attaching to this part of the dress, and which you're also going to use to create the crisscross or lacing at the back of the dress. Now I also went ahead to divide my cup into 4 pieces. Why? Because this part of this cup, you're going to cut out the lower part, slash and spread it on another fabric, pin, and you're going to cut out. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So sorry, my voice is a bit cracky for this video. So now when you're cutting this, for this strap part of your dress, you can make it at least up to 70 or 100 inches long, because you're going to use it to create that crisscross at the back of the dress. Now when cutting, you're not going to cut out this entirely. You're going to place it this way, spread it and cut out. So when you're now joining this to your cup, you're going to gather the lower part to form that pleat we have at the underbust part of your cup. So now I'll be using this pattern paper to illustrate the lower part. So the lower part is in two phases, the upper part of the gathers and the lower part of the gathers. So for the upper part of these gathers, you should at least use up to 3 yards for the waistline. So coming down to the lower part, whatever you use here, please go ahead to add the least 1.5 extra yards to 2 extra yards to what you have. That is, if you use 3 yards, it's best to even use extra 2 or 3 yards for the lower part. Let's say the upper part you use 3 yards, the lower part you're going to use 5 to 6 yards. And remember, just like I said, the total length of this dress is 40 minus the 17 inches, which is my shoulder to waistline. So for the lower part of my own, I will have at least 23 inches. So that 23 inches remaining, you're going to divide it into 2 layers, the first and the second layer. So let's work for the back part of this dress. My waist is 28 inches. Divided by 4, I have 7 inches. So whatever you're folding for the front part of your dress, you know that it is on fold, right? So for example, when you're dividing your measurements, you're going to divide it by 4. That is your waist 28. Now divided by 4, you have 7 inches. So that 7 inches is for the front left side and also for the front right side. So that 7 inches plus 7 inches will give me 14. So that means the front part of my dress is 14 and the back part of my dress is 14, giving me a total of 28, which is my waist. Now, when we were drafting out this part, we added an extension of 2 inches after our waist and underbust measurement. So that 2 inches we added after our waist measurement, you're going to also add it to this pattern. So we added on both the right and the left side of our pattern, which is 2 inches on both sides, giving you 4 inches. So that 4 inches, I'll add it to my waist measurement for the front, which is that 7 inches on fold, giving me 14 plus 4. So now what we have here is 18 inches. So we're going to deduct this 14 inches from this our original waistline. So what we have remaining, if we take that out, will be 10 inches. So that 10 inches now, for the back part of this dress, this 10 inches now will be sharing it on both sides. That is, after the lacing loop, you should be having around 5 inches. That is for my waistline. So what I will gather on both sides after my loop will be 5 inches. So apart from that, you're also going to add a zipper allowance on both sides. So adding a zipper allowance on both sides, that is 1 inch on both sides, it will be giving me 6 inches. So on both sides of my pattern now, I'll be gathering 6 inches after the loop at the back of the dress. So after you're done gathering the loop and you're done attaching it to the waistline of the dress, so that is when now you're going to attach the lower part of the dress to it. That is the part that has that pleats or gathers on it. So you can go ahead to weave it or fold it out. So this is why I said you're going to use more fabric, because you're going to be pleating on top of the other fabric and you're going to be stitching on it with 1/2 inch all the way around. So if you have any question regarding this, please go ahead to also ask at the comment section. So with this, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. See you in our next video.